Yeah.
I know nothing about what I just take questions.
We don't mess with AF. What are you talking about? Who do you think we are, Gordon? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, live. But that's all they do. A little preview of the starting. Audio is hot. With a little bit of really cheeky butt rock. What's up? We're live. Mics are hot. Capturing. Mostly in that big font.
Just got back from New York City last night.
Got back too.
Back here.
You want it? You didn't drink it last time.
I just can't stand that long. This is why this is coming up. They know we're about to start. This is like all game.
Yeah. Have to say something.
What's wrong with it? That's like 90%.
Yeah. All right. Really good Portlandia. The Portlandia NPR. I've never even seen Portlandia, but I saw the clips on YouTube. So this is a Portlandia NPR episode where they're making fun of cereal. You gotta look it up.
That sounds really good.
It is really good.
Is my mic live?
Your mic is live. We're
Great.
not switched over yet, unless you want me to.
I'm not switched over?
Well, because we're just on the getting people
right.
ready cam.
Yeah, so as people are waiting, I will just let everyone know I'm running a smidge late because I had an early morning conference call.
Business, making the big bucks.
Oh my goodness,
How's
hardware
air conditioning?
everywhere.
Let me check on the chat. It says Cyber Clue's already asking if this build can run the Bayonetta.
I will do my best to
Dude,
make sure.
we visited the museum, the Met. It's an incredible museum, by the way. There's two things you go to New York I can recommend.
Yeah.
One, the Met.
Uh-huh.
It's incredible. It's like they've stolen the best stuff from the entire face of the earth and put it in that museum.
Nice.
Second, American history, natural, whatever it is, you can skip that one because that's like visiting, although the museum itself is like visiting a museum from 1972, except for the planetarium, which is cool. But you go in there and they want to charge for everything. You've already paid for the tickets, right? And then they're like, oh, you want to do this? That's an extra 20 bucks. It's like, what? This is like Disneyland, right? But then all the exhibits are ancient, like stuffed animals. Like, it's like, what the? This is like
Stuffed
the museum.
animals? Is that how you do your
Pretty
kids?
much. But the museum itself is like a museum. You're going there to see the old museum.
Yeah, well, but that's never going to be. Yeah.
And the really not classy thing about the American Natural History Museum of New York is like everywhere is a gift shop. Like you leave one thing, gift shop. We went into one place where it was like, wow, this is like the most underwhelming exhibit I've ever seen in a museum in a large metropolitan area. No, the gift shop was 2 stories. It was nicer than the actual exhibits. It's insane.
Yeah, go for it.
Sanus is saying on Facebook that the AMD senior marketing director Chris Hook is leaving after nearly 2 decades.
Wow.
Yeah, I heard that news too. Pretty
Yeah.
surprising.
Where'd he go, did he say?
Intel. I'm just kidding. No.
That would be funny. Though.
Right?
Well, he did work
Sure,
closely
he
with
probably
Raja, so you never know.
Could
knows?
have a non-compete clause though. Although those aren't enforceable in California, I don't think.
Also, we have a
Well, when Disney hires me, then I can go there.
we also have a Brad Chakos, I think is how you pronounce his name.
Charcosis?
Chakos, definitely. It says, is it okay to day drink even if you're not in the stream? He's asking for a friend.
I would say go for it. Solidarity, right?
Yeah, it's the team spirit.
Ooh, you got me wired this time.
We got Rusty here. We got Pack-Owl.
Eventually, sure. I'm ready.
All right.
As ready as I'll ever be.
All right. Let me bring down the music.
Oh, sure, if you want.
We're
What
doing
is
a
this?
nice slow fade out of the
Cider?
music.
Don't judge me, Gordon. You already judged me for console gaming. What? I mean, like, come on, give me a break.
Oh, but
And we're
I
on.
took a picture of the Bayonetta.
Hi, everybody.
I actually took a picture of the Bayonetta.
Did you now?
I will show it to you. It actually looks like the Bayonetta.
Is that why you're talking to us about your New York
I just
museum
got back
hopping?
from New York. We got in late. I'm basically running on 0 sleep.
Perfect.
Like when I got
And on
there,
East
running
Coast
on 0
time.
sleep.
Perfect.
So it's like what, 11? No, sorry, 2, 1 o'clock. I can't
Yeah,
math.
so this is actually a lunchtime beer for me.
Hello, everybody. We are doing our, I guess, April build, and that this time is RGB. I wanted to actually finally build an RGB PC. Before I've used RGB components in builds, but never really paid much attention to them other than saying, ooh, that's pretty. I'm now going to ignore it. Turns out that when it comes to RGB stuff, you still have to pick like an ecosystem for it to all work with one piece of software. So otherwise you have to have multiple pieces of software that will control everything. And I wanted everything to be in sync and to have full control over each component. So through one
That's
interface.
interesting, because the funny thing is, at Computex last year, Inwin was saying, oh yeah, there's a standard coming out. But I think what they meant was, the standard we're following is the ASUS standard.
Maybe. We'll see. So right now, I think there's like 3. I wouldn't say dominant ones, but the most robust ones I found were ASUS AuraSync, Gigabyte RGB Fusion, and MSI's Mystic Light. And then Corsair has their own little ecosystem, but it's pretty much limited to Corsair products.
Now this is not like they don't work, right? It just means you want one piece of software.
I want one piece of software to roll them all.
Because like the Sound Blaster card, the AE5 has its own lights, but you have to control it through the Sound Blaster utility. And
it sounds like
some
it, yeah.
of the G.Skill modules.
Right.
Okay.
So you can, for example, you can use Corsair with some of these ecosystems, like I think the Gigabyte. It's Gigabyte RGB Fusion that you can use Corsair RAM with, but you can't use Corsair RAM with AuraSync. So it did limit the parts that I could use. And so somebody said, I think on the prep video, they're like, oh, this build looks like it's sponsored by ASUS. A lot of vendors were really gracious about loaning me equipment for this build, but it's not officially sponsored by ASUS. It just happens that since I chose AuraSync as the software to tie everything together, it was easiest, to get parts for that particular ecosystem.
You buy from that one vendor.
Yep.
Huh. So what is it? I guess, well, you already talked. I have no idea because I have no application. But.
So we're going to get started with the build, and I'm going to just start by just putting stuff into the motherboard. The motherboard I chose is completely over the top. It's not even necessary for the kind of build that I picked. Oh, wait a second. Where's the 1800X?
It's probably in a system.
You didn't grab it from me? Okay.
I didn't know.
All right. Anyway, so
I'm going to mute your mic, Gordon. So.
Okay.
I'm going to the bathroom.
Today is definitely I had other things in the morning that I had to do day. So anyway, we have this ASUS ROG Crosshair 6 Extreme motherboard.
Extreme.
It's complete overkill. I've mentioned this in the prep video. It's a very high-end board. I think this retails for about $350. Normally, I would build a motherboard in like the $150, maybe $200 range. The reason I picked it is because, and you can't see it just yet, so I'll just show the picture on the back of the box. This actually had the most RGB lights possible. That's really the only reason I picked it.
Nice. Look at all those lights. That's a lot of lights.
Yeah. This build is going to be the kind of build where people ask, hey, couldn't you just put that money towards, I don't know, upgraded parts? And to that I say, yes, that is definitely a thing you could do. However, different strokes for different folks, right? And this is a build for people who just want something more aesthetically pleasing.
And Ruru2 on Twitch is asking, is the X370 correct?
X370.
Already outdated!
Yes. All right. So I'm not sure which camera we're on. Oh, we're in that one still. Okay. So this is the box. I'm going to pull out the motherboard. I'm going to probably upset the crate that I was just sitting on.
Nice. Pretty. It's pretty even without the lights.
It is a very good looking board. And I normally build
need that.
A coaster.
Is that like a drink coaster? Oh, perfect.
It's actually a coaster. It's just cardboard.
Oh.
Yeah, so I normally build with smaller motherboards. I usually build micro ATX or mini ATX. So this is a full-size ATX board, and it seems very large and luxuriously laid out.
It's a very high-end AMD motherboard. What's this sucker go for?
About $350, I think.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah,
a lot of money.
I did not choose a cheap one because I wanted all the lights.
You get all the lights, you get your built-in Wi-Fi, and I love people don't know. This is what I like. Shroud. What is the point of having to add the I/O shield, right?
Oh, the I/O shield. I'm sorry. Nice.
Should I remove this, or do you want to leave this on?
Let's see. Probably remove it now because once we install it, or we could wait till after.
Ruruchu says the board is $226 on Amazon right now.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I must have been looking at the wrong.
He's also saying we got X470 coming in 9 days.
Ugh.
Look at that. The right angle power connector. That's nice. Nice touch. A lot of nice touches here.
It's a very attractive board.
You get what you pay for.
It has like all those little nice touches to it, little finishes. Like you even get a little bit of back plate.
Yeah. And then, of course, you get your LEDs here, right?
Yep.
CyberClue on YouTube's asking how come you didn't put RGB on your nail polish?
If I could, I would. But I'm glad you noticed. I did go super sparkly today in the spirit of bling bling. We
Bling
called
bling.
this, as we were planning this build, we called it the Viva Las Vegas build.
Yeah.
So in the spirit of Vegas and all things obnoxiously flashy.
Which I just got back from. Both
Sorry?
Martin and I just got back from Vegas.
That's
know,
right.
so-
You guys are at a
Yeah, we're
fancy
ready.
video people conference,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, for video people. So
Yeah.
we're all informed.
Okay.
What do we got there?
We got Ryzen 7 1800X. I targeted still a consumer level build. So even though it has all the cores, but it's not all the Threadripper cores.
I was thinking if you need to have that exposed. Cause
Oh, that's true. All right, let's see. What do I want to start with? I guess I'll just start by inserting the CPU first.
CPU time.
CPU time.
It's funny, they do the covered up M.2 slots, which I think people like, but I think kind of sucks.
Is it one
Really?
or two?
Huh?
Can you fit two in there? Is it?
I'm going to guess there's 2 from the looks of it. A minimum of 2, because I'm seeing, it looks like they're mounted vertically.
There's thermal paste all
Yeah,
over the side of
that's
this
what they
dude.
use. It's-
Perfect. Perfect.
All right, let me find my triangle.
I mean, the heat sinks are nice, I guess, but I just, it's just a pain to actually have to pull when you have to pull a drive out.
Doomslayer on Twitch says RGB will boost your PC performance, and I
It
say
does.
guaranteed, or
Alright.
your money back.
That's in there.
Pack Owl's asking on YouTube, are we going to give it away when we're finished?
I wish.
I wish. We
yeah.
are still working out the ability to do that.
We're making great headway with our legal team
Yep.
about being able to do giveaways at PC World. So stay tuned, but not today.
Okay, so
And this CPU is my Review 1800X, so.
yeah,
That's
it's
standard.
gotten a lot of love. There, as you can see here, I have leftover thermal paste on my finger already.
Nice.
All right, next up, I'm just gonna drop in the RAM. I don't.
Remember, read
Oh,
the effing manual.
Yes.
2 DIMMs.
Please read the
I'm gonna go
manual.
for 4, actually.
Oh, well, that makes it easy then.
Do you have your knife with you? Can you help me?
Of course, he has his
open
knife
this?
with him.
Of course. So again, for the RAM, I picked RGB RAM, G.Skill, Trident Z.
Nice.
They sent me 32 gigs because, again, in the spirit of Viva Las Vegas and going over the top with everything, I asked for as much as I could get. Well, I mean, I could have probably gone with 64, but that was a little too much overkill. They did warn me, however, that at 3200 megahertz that there could be potential compatibility issues. I might have to underclock the RAM if I want to run this much, so we
Looks
will
so
see if
pretty.
it posts or not.
They look
Yeah.
pretty even when they're not lit up.
Not
That's
bad
what-
looking.
Yeah.
Most memory controllers hit their highest frequencies with fewer DIMMs. If it's a fully loaded, I mean, although it is always, you'll see when you go to Computex and they show off motherboards and they have them running at
I'm getting
X
thermal
speed
paste over everything. Oh,
with
man.
all of the DIMMs, all the
Do we
DIM
have any
slots filled.
tissue
That's a
paper?
demonstration of how good they are.
Oh, thanks.
You're right on the manual too.
No. I like to keep my stuff clean, Gordon. I respect the manual, Gordon. I'm not going to dirty Sully the manual. Oh, thanks, man.
And just in case Gordon spills any of his beer.
I did already. I just wiped it off.
Man,
with my hand.
so I don't know if you tuned into our last build where we did a Ryzen APU build. Gordon set his beer can on top of the CPU, but before that he opened his beer can over the motherboard, and the comments we got during the show and after when people were watching it as content on demand were pretty funny.
Beer is non-conductive.
Maybe.
And CyberClue on YouTube is asking about my Polaroid shirt, and yes, Polaroid is back. You should look into it a little
Not
bit.
the original Polaroid.
No, actually, the people who were at the original Polaroid when they got let go have bought back the company from.
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Holy smokes!
I could talk for hours about Polaroid.
Yeah, he can.
Whoops. There we go. Nice.
Just seating
You know
that
what,
right
man?
now.
I haven't even opened my beer yet. I'm
Nope, you
behind.
haven't.
I should do that. We are repping this time Deschutes Fresh Squeeze IPA.
Any good?
Yeah, I love it.
It's nice.
It's from Portland, Oregon.
Ah, yes, the home of all craft beer.
Actually, I don't know if maybe it's Bend. Maybe it's Bend, Oregon.
Well, I think Oregon in
either way,
general is
Oregon.
probably the home of all craft beer.
And Gordon, what's that high-end beer that you're repping right now?
Well, it's Coors Light. I didn't want anything snooty.
Yeah.
He didn't want to go with Pops.
Nice. So slotting all 4 of these in makes it so easy. Then we don't have to worry, huh?
Yeah, we don't have to. So we don't have to have a repeat of our very first build where we're like, which slot are we supposed to put it in? Why is it not booting? Oh, did I not see that?
Yeah.
Thanks.
There we go. Also, Daniel on YouTube saying Kool-Aid is non-conductive. You know?
The sugar?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man.
The sugar might be.
Oh my God. Just thinking
I can tell
of
you
that.
that Coors Light is unconductive because there's nothing in there.
And Rusty's talking about how he really wants to build another PC because of all those satisfying clicks when things just fall into place.
Oh yeah, the round
know?
click is a really satisfying sound.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that.
I think my favorite part is when you actually boot to the desktop.
That's.
It all works.
I feel like that's a moment of both joy and apprehension/fear, because you never know, right? Like, what if you forgot to hook up a cable? What if you didn't seat something properly? Is it going to actually post? Let's find out.
Who knows?
Go.
Also, Brad's saying Martin's secondary camera work is really nice. Getting some
nice.
really good shots there. Good job,
Very
Martin.
fancy.
Yes.
Oh, he's even gone
you,
with
Brad.
no tripod.
Yeah. And then we got Joey Montana. He says on YouTube,
Where's my gigantic cooler?
what's you guys' secret of being so calm when you're building a PC? Why you guys so calm and collected?
Well,
Are you?
Gordon is jet lagged.
So he's pretty much asleep. That's his key. As he just sleeps on
Somebody
the.
seems to have made off with my CPU cooler.
It's right. It was just right there.
Where?
You just move the box. Isn't
No,
that
this is a fan. Where is? Oh, here it is. I am also apparently sleep deprived and in a different time zone. All right. So for the CPU cooler, I got Cooler Masters Master Liquid ML 240L. I think there's a 240R version, and I wish I had gotten that because I looked at the website and I realized that the R version, so the block on this one only lights up in the center, the logo. I don't think the perimeter does. I think the R version it does.
Oh.
So we've been a little extra
But
blingy.
the fans are.
The fans will glow, but
Okay.
that would just have been the extra, icing on the cake.
The crazy thing is looking at this. We have ASUS AuraSync, ASRock RGB LED, Gigabyte,
I tried finding that.
RGB
I couldn't find
Fusion.
anything on ASRock's ecosystem.
MSI Mystic Light Sync.
Yeah,
It tells you how broken right now LED lighting is in the PC.
right? So, how far back does RGB lighting really go? I'm thinking like Corsair's first keyboard back in 2014.
Oh no,
No?
it goes way before that. Corsair actually tried a controller-based lighting and power supply stuff way back. I don't know, maybe even the early 2000s, and other companies have definitely tried it. Not as elaborate as it is today. And of course, this would be a good shout out. Was a failed technology. It was called NVIDIA ESA, Enthusiast System Architecture. You want me to do this part, attaching it? Because this is like menial work.
Sure, I can be the supervisor this time.
Yeah, ESA was pretty cool. The concept was, of course, controlled from an NVIDIA utility, but it was a utility that would control your system's fans, any control surfaces in the system, the power supply, all from within one utility run by NVIDIA, of course. But it was open. It was called...
Oh, interesting. This one does not come with pre-applied thermal paste.
Oh, really?
Oh, huh.
Well, that's good.
Ta-da!
Wow. All right.
Gonna have to apply your own. They include
Do you
it
have
in the
any-
box. It looks like. Yep, they even give you this tiny little thing so for your own thermal paste application.
I like those little squirty things.
They're super
They're-
cute.
Yeah.
Look at this. You know what's really nice? These fans from Cooler Master. They've got these little rubber pads to dampen the vibration.
Sound dampening,
nice.
nice.
You got any preference for how you want these mounted, or you want to wait to see how they fit in the case before we put the fans in?
I think we'll see. I think how they run them as. Well, we'll see.
Also, we got
Gotta figure out the bracket and all that, though.
WQAM on Twitch. He's calling me out for not bringing my RGB fidget spinner.
Oh, that's true.
He's saying, Rurutu's saying you can hot glue it to the top of the chipset heat sink.
Wow.
But
you fidget spinner with you?
well, I had.
Would you like to look at the manual?
I can't find it. I can't find it.
Well, I'll do the mechanical.
I can't
part.
find my RGB
you want me
fidget
to
spinner.
figure out how to do the lighting on
I
this?
think somebody stole it.
What do you mean?
I think Dan took
It
it.
looks like there's a control block.
Somebody took it.
Yeah, that's the
Dan.
part that I have to figure out because this is my very first RGB build. I'm not sure how I'm gonna connect all the.
Yes, this will be a lot of us watching us read stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be super exciting. So for the person who was worried that we were too calm, it's about to get even calmer. It's gonna be like watching people in a library. Super chill.
My guess is the RGB headers, there's
here
just
we
the
go.
pin headers for the LEDs must plug into this. And then you got extension cables, looks like some kind of Y splitter. Probably just for additional.
Yes. Looks like that. They have a whole very complicated diagram.
Oh, and Sai's here with us.
So
What's up,
that's if
Sai?
you actually want to.
Check it out. It looks like a transit map.
Is that Bay Area Rapid Transit right there? Yeah, that's funny.
I gotta say, what's really awesome, New York City MTA. Way more awesome than the American History, American Natural History Museum. And
cheaper too.
it's cheap, it's clean, which is insane. People do not understand what it's like in San Francisco right now, but San
It's
Francisco has
not
got
that
to be
clean.
the most disgusting, dirty city on the planet.
I gotta say though, the New York City subway stations make me so nervous. They're so narrow, the pathways to walk along, that I see why it's actually super easy for people to fall onto the tracks or get pushed or whatever. Makes me so wigged out every time I go.
DC147 on YouTube says that we could turn this into a sudden ASMR stream while reading the instructions if we want. Yeah. Also, the
Controllers. Where's the bracket?
he also says that he likes your T-shirt, your Zelda T-shirt.
Thank you. I went with the bling
dirty,
today.
Dirty console game T-shirt.
Whatever.
Dirty.
Game of the year.
I don't get it.
I know. It's okay. You just ignore us while we talk about consoles.
And I totally missed it earlier, but Brad said the key to staying calm is drinking beer.
Yeah, that works.
During a build. There we go.
All right, so we're gonna do fans.
You want to do the fans? You want the fans to the rad first?
No, I just want to figure out the. Wow, really? That's interesting.
Yeah. Are you doing the cable hookups right now?
Well, you insert. Oh, those are really fragile looking. You just insert these little headers.
Oh, that's
Right.
so tiny.
Teeny tiny.
Do each of them get? I don't get it though. Why would
Let's
you have
see.
two?
Huh.
We got our power. This must be used for the this is for the RGB controls.
Two of those are actually going to go into the motherboard, looks like.
Yeah.
The ones from the fans are going to go directly, or no, sorry, the ones from the block will go directly. Okay, let's see. Where's the block? It has one or two?
Well, this is for the RGB controls. That's just for power for the.
Yeah,
block.
so that goes to the motherboard. This will connect to the motherboard. Oh no.
Yeah. So we got our.
That connects to the central control. Where's that cable? This one?
It's right here.
No, that's
I think this one.
Oh wait.
That looks like a pumpkin.
Oh yeah, this one. So one of those on the block will connect to that.
Ruruchi says when the lighting system is more complicated than the PC case connector.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
You could have the actual rest of the system built in like 10 minutes and figuring
Yeah.
out the. This is like your Christmas tree lights. Because your Christmas trees take like 3 minutes to set up.
It's like a Christmas vacation right here. National Lampoon's. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of people saying that they think you should beer cool your CPU.
Keganator. Look up
Yeah.
NVIDIA Keganator. They had a mod that.
Also,
yes.
Jace
One
2
of
cents
these. Go
used
see.
beer to cool.
Did it last?
The CP.
I think he had a whole build based on that, right?
Well, no, he flushed one of his builds and then put beer through it. And
yeah.
It took a while to get the foam down, but then once.
Did he not tilt when he was pouring?
No, he did, but it, like pumping it through was keeping it. Yeah.
So I'm thinking that if you probably want to, you're going to want to figure out where you're going to want to mount this in the case first, right?
This?
Yeah.
Oh, I know where.
You know?
I'm going to put it on the top.
So top, and you want the fans, exhaust. Do you have any? Oh man, come on.
I mean, normally I do it as an intake to get cooler air, but I'm willing to take input.
Why don't they?
Rusty's asking, would I be correct to assume that the RAM wasn't on that board's QVL?
Sorry?
Probably not. Qualified vendor lists.
Oh.
Those things don't work anyway.
I didn't really look because usually RAM works out. It's not usually an issue.
Yeah, the only, you know what QVL lists are for, Rusty? The QVL list is for when you call tech support. Are you having problems? Is this a QVL RAM? Oh, sorry.
Can't help you.
No, can't help you. You should be using QVL RAM. Didn't you read that?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it's just if there are things that are qualified, then they for people who don't know, that is a list all the motherboard makers have to tell you what they've actually checked for working at what speeds, what capacity. And it is good to check that.
So tiny.
If you are totally concerned about that, for the most part.
Which screws do you need?
I think we just, if you want to mount this, I'm going to guess this is intake.
You know, real quick, guys, I have to give a special shout out to Adam Tangerine on Twitch. He just subscribed to us via Twitch Prime.
Awesome.
So thank you, sir.
I don't even know what that means.
That means that he likes our work enough to actually.
Look at that. Look at that Cooler Master.
Whoa.
Holy.
Fancy. I mean, that's what you get for paying the big bucks, right?
That, I gotta say, because unless we're using the wrong screws, but when it, you know, usually
I should probably actually look at the manual.
The cheap ass screws, and you got to put then you have to put the washer on.
Yeah,
that is a nice. That is a whoa. That is some quality.
When you pay the money, you get the good parts.
Yeah, they actually had custom hardware done for it. Very nice, Cooler Master. Everyone else who doesn't do this, you should do this. Look how much easier this is. Instead of
nice.
Where do all these washers go?
That is really nice.
And you grab your screwdriver. You don't really need a screwdriver to put these things in anyway, but what the hell, right?
Also, the Jace 2 Cents built the RGB, or I'm sorry, not RGB, the beer-cooled thing for Post Malone.
For what?
It was a collab with one of his guys, Post Malone.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wait, I'm supervisor mode. I'm supposed to
Jace
have
2
this.
Cents at Computex. He's a lot taller than he seems on video.
He does look like a very large guy.
So apparently.
Cyberclue says, I can't believe Gordon is wearing a hippie tie-dye t-shirt instead of a regular sci-fi t-shirt.
Yeah,
He's repping California today.
He's tired.
Northern California.
it was what was on the top of the pile. I did buy t-shirts at the American Natural History Museum, though.
Perfect.
Because they were on sale. Oh yeah, there's gift shops everywhere.
You're surprised by this, Mark.
We actually tried to go out one way. They're like, no, you can't go that way. It says exit. No, you can't go that way. But it says exit to go downstairs to the planetarium. You can't go that way. Go the other way.
Exit through
Reason
the gift
why? Because they want you to
buy
go
things
through the gift shop.
I want you to go buy all the things.
Thank you, American Natural History Museum. Wait till you see my Yelp score.
Nice.
And then we went into one area, half the lights were out in the exhibit. Like I had to get my flashlight out to light up things to look at. Yeah.
Nice.
Now the Met though, that was nice. They had like an Egyptian temple. Think about that.
Green Tech on YouTube's asking, are you mounting the fans on a pull configuration?
Push, I hope. If we did it incorrectly, it's on a pull.
Okay. And are you going to mount the rad on the top of the case, I assume?
We are. I'm not sure which of us is going to end up doing that manual labor, but yes. Top of the case, and then we also have an extra fan to go with it. Because it's 3 fans.
Fancy.
It can take up to 3 120 fans across the top.
And it's RGB.
It's RGB, so I figured we'll make them all,
I also
all
mounted
glow.
the controllers for the RGB and the power on the back because I didn't want them.
Perfect.
Because I'm going to assume we're going to go this way.
Yep.
Rad like that.
And there's a logo on each side. Hey, look, and it's me.
Well done.
Boy, these are pretty short though.
I know. The cabling, keeping this all clean, is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
I have a theory, and I have no idea, but I think the reason why people are very upset with CLCs leaking on them is because they really just put way too much stress on these hoses, because it's just rubber. I mean, the braided stuff looks nice, but doesn't do crap when it leaks, right? But if you are just putting way too much stress on this and you're mounting it at all kind of weird angles, it's going to cause leaks. You got to be really careful. You don't want stress in that hose.
All right.
That's my theory. What do I know, though? I don't know. I'm making that up.
It's bracket time. This is my least favorite thing when I mount.
This one's nice. It actually mounts directly to the stock AMD cooler bracket, it looks like.
Does it?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I saw a picture of it going on to stock.
Yeah, so I guess this is for Intel.
AM234. Yeah, is there another book?
Real quick, while they're doing that, I messed up the name. It's A-Tame Tangerine. He's the one who subscribed to us on Twitch.
Now you're going to drive him off. You can't even acknowledge our awesome fans properly,
I'm sorry.
Adam.
But he said he's been watching us for a while, and he said he's always...
Oh, it does. It just clips right on. Nice.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
He said
super nice. I thought I was going to have to go in the back and have someone keep this thing steady.
Yeah.
It's my least favorite thing.
He said he's been watching us for a while, and he's always decently entertained.
Decently entertained.
Yeah.
And the coolest thing is if you're doing this at work and you say, well, boss, I'm trying to find out about this, whether we should buy this new enterprise class. We're going to talk about Ryzen Pro. I'm just saying that so that people think like they can justify that for work. They're like, oh, Ryzen Pro. I'm watching it for work, boss.
We have a question from Joey Montana. Would you have any CPU cooler suggestions for the 1950X?
You know, I haven't really kept too close a track on what's come out, but I would look to see if anybody's come out with the redesigned water block, cooling block, whatever cold block you want to call it. Because remember that Threadripper heat spreader is huge. So there were some concerns that the little tiny stock mounts for consumer chips wasn't big enough.
It was huge.
I would see if there's, a CLC or something that's just been redesigned for it that's bigger. Give you a little more surface area. I'm sure it's going to help.
Oh, there you go. I got the wrong bracket. This is all Intel stuff in this bag.
Oh.
It's that bag that I need.
Also, John Phillips F.
We're working.
On YouTube says he's going to give us money, or $5 each, if we can finish it under 3 hours, the build. So we better hurry. Also, Green Tech is saying multiple times that the fans are in the wrong position if you're mounting it to the top.
Are they?
You mean for push or for pull?
He says if you keep the fans like that, you are pulling air into the case, not pushing it out.
Yeah, that's what I don't know, because there's actually no...
Usually there's like arrows on the sides.
Yeah,
right?
there are not arrows on the side. I looked everywhere. I can pull one off and you can see there are no arrows. So I'm going to hope that this is blowing. But at the same time, if the LEDs are lit from the inside, it's not going to look as cool. So I don't know. If we do the other way, I'm going to, because typically, if I remember right, isn't this push? This is the back, right?
I have no idea.
The label side is usually the intake side. There are no arrows.
Maybe Brad knows.
So what I'm saying again is, if we mount it this way and it's push, then we intend to do it this way. If we mount it this way and it's pull, we intend to do it as pull. So it's not too hard. But you know what? Thanks to the magic of Cooler Master, I will give them that. Yes, they should have actually put arrows on the fans, but at least look at this.
Oh, good.
This is so amazing. This is just, I mean, this is what everybody should do. Everybody's ever put a CLC together, there's like little washers and like you don't know what screws, and it feels like you're building an erector set. This is the way it should be done.
Yeah, Green Tech says no need for arrows if you are facing the back of the fan, then air is going that way. I don't quite know what that means.
So he's saying this is the directionality of it. Yeah. I thought it was the other way.
Oh man.
Well.
Yeah. So.
All right. You know what? We're going to go with what Green Tech says.
Let's do it.
If you are wrong,
It's audience participation time here.
Man, this is your fault.
I love
so easy,
how
though.
many systems have we built between the three of us, and we still can't remember which way.
It doesn't. You know, there's no.
I actually always have to look at. No.
I always see the arrows, honestly.
I actually always do it by. I'll actually look up ceiling fans, so I can online,
nice.
and so I can kind of like try to remember how it.
So
it
this to me looks like we are now. It looks better, but honestly, if you ask me, I think we are now mounted as a pull configuration.
Well,
Yes, I would
Pulling
agree.
through the rad from outside the case.
John.
Yeah, I think we should leave it the way.
No,
it
no,
was.
no. Green Tech is right.
Brad is chiming in
But this
saying,
is-
yes, look at the shape of the fan blades. Green Tech is right.
There you go.
So what? You think this is the way it's going to spin? Or this way? Wait, who knows? You know what would be cool is if you actually had them
knows?
reversible blades, but then it probably wouldn't be as efficient.
Every build we get something wrong.
No, but you know, there's look, there's not like there's a standard here.
Oh my gosh,
Right?
this is really hard getting the mounting part on while we're messing with the fan. So maybe I should wait.
And this is why air coolers are better.
Wait, weren't you the one that says that you
No, I
prefer
just-
closely?
I do prefer
CPU
CLCs for
coolers?
accessing the CPU, but what I got to say is, for setting up, it is a lot easier to install and set up an air cooler, right?
Oh, I agree.
So what do you got to do?
I'm just putting the mounting brackets on.
Can you help? Hold it.
Yeah, just hold. You can just hold it like that. if
Yeah,
you
John Malkovich, who's in here,
want. Actually, can
crazy,
you put it flat onto the table?
says, yeah, now we're pushing, so.
Pushing in what direction, though?
I don't
'Cause it's-
know.
Who knows?
I got to tell you, ain't no standards.
Martin, I know you're trying to get a close shot, but you're actually kind of.
This is in the way. This is in the way.
It's like being with a younger sibling all over again.
We also have Sir Gardens a lot. Says, Gordon, I don't think this build is going to keep up with a game console. Sorry.
I don't know. I'm looking over there. I see a GTX 1070.
Oh, that did not actually thread.
And we have to Trolling Thunder LLJK on Twitch is saying
Okay.
you don't need to tell you don't need the arrows to tell you which way the wind blows. The labels are on the exhaust side.
The what?
The labels are on the exhaust side.
Okay.
Well, if the labels are on the exhaust side, then that means that this is going to be pulling air from the system and putting it out through.
No, they're saying that's that way.
Yeah, because the labels are
It
on
does
the
look
other
prettier
side.
that
Oh.
way. I gotta say, if you're gonna go for pretty, that's the way to go.
Wait, so you're saying the airflow is going to go this way?
According to
Both Twitch and YouTube is saying
Twitch
the
and
fans
YouTube
are in
say
the right
this is
place.
correct orientation.
Right, so that the airflow is going to be
Always,
going this way through.
always listen to the
down.
internet.
Oh, that's right, actually. Because you think about it, like fans that go in the case, because you don't want the labels exposed. That is correct.
Also,
It is early.
Here's a good tip by John Malkovich. He says on YouTube, he says, think of it as blades scooping the air like spoons.
Also, Brad would know because he watches all those Ridley Scott movies. Could you imagine, like, on the Ridley Scott, you ever watch a Ridley Scott movie? At the end of the credits,
No, never heard of it.
they have a guy just to do the fans. And there's another guy just to do the steam vapor that goes through the fans in slow motion in every Ridley Scott movie.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a hack. I'm just saying in Gladiator, did you see the great big fans with the vapor moving through it?
Can't
Got it?
figure out how to line this up. I think I'm basically creating the thread as I bolt it in. I hope I'm using the right screws.
Also, over on Facebook, Zachary says
Yeah, I'm not.
Coors is from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
What?
So
This is from Rocky Mountains.
I don't know. That's what he's saying.
Nope, that is not the right screw.
Always believe the
I
internet.
think this is the right screw.
Really?
Yeah, I pulled it from the Intel bag. I'm just trying to figure out which screw to be using. So maybe I need to use those instead. Welcome to the part of the build where we figure things out on the fly.
Oh, it came from the Intel bag?
I grabbed this from the Intel bag. Well, all the hardware seemed to be in that bag, but... All right.
This is from Golden, Colorado, my friend. Golden, Colorado.
Maybe he was. I mean, he couldn't have been talking about Deschutes because Deschutes is definitely from Oregon.
Yeah, yeah.
They're going to have more than one brewery.
Green Tech is saying you are not mounting the pump brackets the right way. You need to screw them from the bottom.
Oh.
Oh, you guys, have you ever made a PC before? Jeez.
Look, I'm just the guy
internet's
standing there
always
holding the
right.
ladder
Thank you for that.
for the show.
As you can tell, I don't use these very often. I actually am very cheap with my home builds. So a lot of times I just use the stock
Here,
cooler.
I'll hold this.
I heard a
So
computer
was
go
that
off.
screw?
Was that me? Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Got it?
So my question is, how do people do this on their own?
I had to learn
did.
by watching Gordon.
No, I mean, like, I've mounted a closed loop cooler before, Intel only.
Are you saying without the extra hands?
Yeah, without the little extra hands. Like, Gordon's holding this. And I remember when
Vice
I last
grips?
did this, like, maybe, I don't know, a year or two ago. Probably 2 at this point. I was doing a lot of swearing.
Also, we got Helt Jet Lad on Twitch saying, "Why did you guys go with Cooler Master and AMD?" If you can just.
AMD specifically because I wanted more cores, just cause. Because again, Viva Las Vegas and all that. Oh, thanks, Gordon.
More is better.
Yep. And Cooler Master was on the list of things that were compatible with Asus Aura Sync.
Oh, nice.
And so that's how we got to these particular parts.
Perfect.
And also, we didn't want to hear people complaining like, "Whoa, what'd you do Coffee Lake for?"
Oh, Intel sucks.
Hang on a second, I got to
No, not really.
lift
Just
the
kidding.
sticker.
I'll say, I was at NEB, the National Association of Broadcasters conference in Vegas, and AMD was there showing their pro cards.
Oh, really?
Yep, you
Yeah.
sent us a picture.
Yeah, and one of the cool things they said if you can load gaming drivers on those cards and then reboot and it loads the gaming drivers on the pro
Nice.
cards.
So you can actually justify that kind of thing for work then.
Yeah, so I might want to test that out. They're also saying the big difference between that and using just consumer cards in a lot of the applications is like they work with Premiere to maximize drivers and compatibility and stuff. So
I think this is the wrong tip. It's a 1. I think we need a Phillips 2. But it's fine. It'll hold, hopefully.
All right.
Is it tight enough?
yeah, looks good.
I think we have the wrong tip on our screwdriver right now. I think it's a Phillips size 1 head, and I think these are size 2 screws. So just trying to make sure the screws are tight without also stripping them. Okay. Would you like to do the honors?
You want to mount? Did you get the case ready? You want to do this?
I'm trying to figure out what the best way to do. It's probably better to put this on the case first and then actually
Yeah.
attach. Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Oh, you know what? We need the brackets for the mount this to the case itself.
You know what we should do? We should do like Twitch builds a PC.
Really?
So we just have the chat
Tell us, like-
exactly what to do.
Well, I had the idea to do it like King's Quest,
That'd be kind of fun.
right?
King's Quest.
Dun, 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 dun. 4,000 quarters later.
So case? Case. Case is ginormo.
I mean, we gotta make some room for the case.
Martin, you're gonna be sad. I'm giving up my tea right now.
What?
Why?
I was impressed that you were drinking tea and beer at the same time, so.
Technically, I'm drinking tea and cider, which I feel,
Cider.
this is very European,
Yeah, very English.
very English.
Yeah, we'll go for that.
Do you need help with the box?
Nah, I got it. It's just big. I've been working out.
Nice. I gotta tell you, I think our fridge isn't doing too well.
Let's see. I think I'm gonna leave the box on
Not
the
very cold.
ground. Hey,
Beer's
can I
kinda
borrow your
warm.
knife again, Gordon?
Say again?
Borrow your knife.
Knife time.
Get all.
So I was going through our company handbook, and apparently we're not supposed to bring knives to work.
What?
Whoops.
Yeah.
What?
And the first thing I thought
Kind
of
of a
was
stupid.
the first thing I thought of was Gordon. I was like,
How was just open boxes?
Yeah, I just barely got a new everyday carry knife as well.
So we're not supposed to. What? We're just like gnaw the boxes open?
I guess we're just supposed to use scissors.
Like a rat? You just like.
Wait, hold on. Like 2-3 years ago, I was given an IDG pen knife.
Oh, really? Ha! That's funny.
I just thought it was hilarious, given like the thing I most associate with Gordon is this knife.
You gotta,
He
how
always
you know-
has
The
I'll
amount
let
of
you close
boxes
it.
we have to open, I don't understand how that could possibly.
Oh, look at this!
Oh.
Like
What?
a little carrying thing, so you can like pull it out.
How did you even do it?
Let me just move this stuff.
That is
I don't wanna kick it.
awesome. That's pretty awesome.
Remember how I told y'all that I normally build cheaper builds?
Well, let's
This kind of stuff is fascinating.
Which case
and
is this
delightful.
now?
This is the Cooler Master. It's the H500P. It's a newer version of it.
I have never seen that.
Pretty cool, huh?
That is awesome.
Very
Like, what are you
nicely
supposed
done.
to do with that bag when you're done? I guess you,
You
know
take
what?
it with you to Costco.
Like bring that to Costco or IKEA.
Yeah.
Right? Man.
So I chose this case. Well, I ended up with this case is maybe the better way of putting it because I had wanted a smaller Cooler Master case that was also RGB and compatible with AuraSync. But I got talked into this one, and I have to admit I was actually pretty excited by it once I did decide to go with it because, you'll see in a moment, there are these two gigantic 200 millimeter fans on the front that light up. And I feel personally that 2 fans looks a little classier than 3. I don't know why, that's just a very subjective opinion.
Bigger fans are better.
So,
glass.
and
Oh,
it also
that
has
is
a tempered
pretty.
glass side. The one thing that I wish this case had without even having built in it before is I wish the top was also tempered glass. This is acrylic.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, huh.
Oh, the side that you are most likely to scratch.
Also says John Phillips, our boss, on YouTube says we're going to issue you box cutters, Gordon.
Those are not legal here either.
If they're company,
box cutter,
if
you
they're
can't bring
company
anything you
issued,
can't
I
bring
think
on-
it's fine.
Oh, you know what we're gonna have? We're gonna have a TSA screening at work.
Oh boy.
You know what it's for? It's for nerds
My
who want to
God,
bring
look at
like
this.
swords
It's
to work.
huge. Look at these fans. Amazing. All right. This is also my first tempered glass build, so everyone pray that I do not break this.
Don't break it.
How do you open it? Looks like there's a.
Yeah, there's a little. Do you have a coin or? Oh.
A knife. He's got a knife.
He
got
has
a
a
knife.
Leatherman tool in addition to his knife. He is a Boy Scout. He is prepared.
I did not bring anything to New York because apparently the NYPD will arrest you for. Wait, that's not even turning.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's. Oh, that's weird.
It goes that way?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Huh.
Oh,
That
it's just
should
a
go
little.
in a nice, secure place.
Oh, because it's just a
And
latch?
where it will not fall. I think.
I'm gonna put it back here.
That's awesome.
Lay it flat. I am getting my fingerprints all over it. I can feel it.
Elena Zemaj on YouTube's asking, will you be overclocking the system once it's up and running?
I wasn't planning on it. Mostly, the benchmarks we're planning to do have nothing to do with actual performance in terms of, frame rate or how fast the processor runs. The
Get in there a little
benchmarks we're
closer,
running are pretty much how well does this light up and how easy can I make everything go flashy, flashy.
Nice. Everyone seems to be enjoying the pick, the case you got.
Look,
Yeah, it's a nice case.
But here's this other really interesting thing.
Yeah?
So this is the box with all your internal parts. It's not plastic, which we have seen on certain cases, but look. Apparently this is a hard drive. This is made to fit into a 3.5-inch bay, and it has.
What?
I'm gonna guess it's.
So you can.
So you never lose it.
Wait, so this is like for you, Gordon, because you like to keep everything in the case.
Yeah, I would do this, but no, it's just funny that it's not plastic.
Oh, that's
But
awesome.
I guess it goes into a hard drive bay.
That's a pretty good idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Wow.
Pretty clever. Cool Master's like, hey,
That's
stuff here.
cool.
Yeah, it is nice. I'm going to
Man.
leave this protective sheet on the acrylic because the minute that comes off, it's getting scratched by
You get
me.
a polishing cloth.
Oh, do
for the,
I?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to use that, definitely. Is that another RGB controller?
Yeah.
Looks like something like it. Yeah, because it's...
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing about this case that I didn't realize until it was a little too late is that while the front two fans are RGB, this back one, this 140 millimeter fan is not. Supposedly, I should be able to mount a 120 here. So since I have a 3-in-1 pack or a 3-fan pack that they sent me, I'm going to see if I can put the 120 on here as
Yeah,
well.
because it looks too small, you know? You gotta
I know,
take
that's
up
the-
that full space.
I know, that's what I'm really disappointed about.
Do you have another fan?
No, not 140. I'll have to, I can maybe request it, but we'll see if I even get it in on time. All right. Actually, I'm going to see if a 120 will fit here, since we're not doing anything else yet. Slight tangent, everybody. What is
Dayik on YouTube says, I love the guy with the green shirt. He's funny as bleep in his reviews. Lol.
Gordon, do we have a different bit for this? Because I'm going to start stripping screws like this.
It's a tube. What do you need?
Ooh, I need a Phillips too.
Oh, somebody stole it.
Oh, man.
And then Funky Mosquito responded and said, his name is Gordon and he is a console gamer.
Yeah.
Somebody's trying to start something.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Whew. Also, Mr. B says, are
Do you have a tube?
I don't know about
Mr. B
Where's the
says,
iFixit kit?
Do you just
I
looking
have
for a
one.
smaller?
No, I'm looking for the actual size 2. This is the size 1.
I've got
Oh, I got it.
My goodness, aren't we well equipped here?
What are you looking for?
Phillips.
Here we go.
Head. Number 2.
He's got a little tin. Look,
Yeah, thanks.
a screwdriver.
zoom in.
Oh man, that's gonna suck. Here, use this.
What?
It's got those.
Gordon
I love
carries
those
that in his
iFixit tools,
pocket.
but those things are really.
This is what he carries.
Not
in his
He
high
carries it
quality
every
steel.
day. He's got crazy glue. He's got Leatherman tips. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
you know, I
that's
decided-
He has,
The-
wait,
the
he has,
crazy
wait,
glue's
wait,
not
wait,
a
wait,
bad
back up a
idea.
second. You said he has crazy glue?
Yeah, look,
Look
he's
at
got
this.
crazy glue.
You
Yeah.
think about it, if you have to crazy glue something, this is just the perfect amount that you make this smaller crazy glue. Fits right into a little Altoid tin. The tape keeps it from rattling around. And look at this, Adam, you'll like this too.
Yeah.
Adam has
what
not
do,
seen this.
What do you got?
Got it.
Oh, man.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Wait. To use your Leatherman as with a drill bit?
Yeah, it works.
Wow.
Because you
Huh.
put it on the extender and it'll work. Here, I'll
Huh.
show you. Wait. Come on.
Also, a 120 will fit here. It's very clever how they set this up.
Here, I'll get this out.
But I'll let you finish taking inventory of Gordon's pockets.
Yeah, I
See,
mean,
look.
So-
No, that's not even. All right, we're going to do this?
Wait. So, Gordon, I got to know, is the reason why the tin has that fluorescent tape so that you can better see the contents?
No, it's just what was on hand, and it keeps it from rattling around. But so this fits into it's the bit extender for the Leatherman. But look, you get a little bit of a little tiny drill. There's more stuff.
that's pretty cool. All right. All
I
right.
feel like this
And
is,
that,
uh,
that
All
was,
right, here we
that
go.
was Gordon's minute.
You can do this. She can do that. All right, here we go. Here we go, Martin. Benchmade.
Oh, no.
Benchmade. Access assist
Oh, my goodness.
for opening boxes.
Oh, we're going to do this.
We're gonna do
We're
this.
doing,
Oh, no.
you know those life hacker articles that, everyone shows what's in their bags? We're
Medication.
We're just doing one with Gordon's
Dental
pockets.
floss. You always need dental floss. All right.
Now I know who to
Most
ask.
important thing humans have ever developed.
A lighter.
Lighter.
Fire.
Can we bring this to work too? We can't bring a damn knife. Can't bring this on a plane. Can't bring it to work.
We're just setting everything in the office on fire.
He keeps this in his pockets every day.
Fisher's
I guarantee you he holds this in his pockets every day.
Oh my gosh.
And Doomslayer says these are ancient tools you got here, Gordon.
Sharpie. This is, of course, somebody stole my other one, so the purple one.
just
for batteries.
Wait, you have a Sharpie?
Of course he does.
My God.
What doesn't he have? We should be taking bets on what doesn't he have in his
All right, what
pocket.
else
Kitchen
I got?
sink.
Like he's got a
We
little,
got keys.
Oh, someone drives a
for my
Toyota.
daughter, Marianne.
It looks like a mag light, is that?
What is that?
There is this girl. She stole my heart. She calls me daddy.
Aww.
Isn't that sweet?
Show that again.
Do you have kids? Your kids are
This is
awesome.
my daughter, Marianne.
Yeah. You've got
now this is a safety pin in case your
Yes.
pants
Okay.
need some holding.
yeah. I mean,
Backup flashlight.
because it happens all the time.
You're gonna laugh. All right.
I
now
am
this
laughing.
I love. This is an emergency capsule container.
That-
You can put medicine or money. I have money in there. It's of course a cylinder from some device. I don't know what is. Compass. Oh, more important than anything, because USB-C sucks. A micro to USB-C adapter. And then also for flashlight, actual flashlight, we have a Phoenix PD25 that I've Legoed a PD20 base onto, so it doesn't fit. So I got to put this on. Rechargeable battery. There we go, spare battery.
My goodness, this is great. Also, Dayak didn't know that Gordon has kids, so you learn everything.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard to believe. It's like, what?
And the
Oh my God, if he can have kids,
The Robsky
anything's
says
possible.
The Robsky says, "Dude is like Inspector Gadget."
Right?
You got to be
Yeah,
ready.
right?
Although has Gordon just outed to the entire internet where he keeps his emergency money? Because
Yeah.
that was a secret in the past.
Also,
Is it?
Yeah, they're going to come and steal my emergency $10 bill. Come on.
even
you
John
say it's
Phillips,
10, but-
even John Phillips is surprised that you can fit money in there.
Yeah, you can. All right, I'll show you.
Oh my
This
goodness.
is titanium. I got it from Urban Outfitters, I think. No, not Urban.
Urban Outfitters, what?
Urban something.
I was like,
don't know.
Urban Outfitters. That's
Oh, Urban Operators. And they even gave me a little.
okay. That's a
wall.
little different.
money in there?
That's a
That's money.
little different.
That is a
Now, I
bill.
will say, the 7-Eleven clerk that you're buying those emergency Doritos from, they're not going to be happy with that money. It's titanium. It has an O-ring, so it's sealed.
Also says
my
John
gosh.
Oh, a
Phillips
sim-
says we're never going to hit 3 hours like this.
You're right. Well, no, but
we need to-
Elena's working.
I was waiting for the camera to come back to me.
Oh, I thought she was.
All right, so I took off the 140. As you can see, the 120 is not nearly so impressive. But
No.
we're gonna make do. As you can see here on the case, the reason the 120 fits is because they have these very clever, like little channels right next to each other. So you
Oh, so you can
just
put different size fans in.
Oh, and you can
Nice.
position it. I like that.
Oh,
nice.
position. Nice.
all right,
just-
internet, guide me.
Which way?
This one also does not have an arrow
Same
on it.
thing.
I am completely
So
lost.
the
Exhaust.
But it has
scoops.
the label.
What do you say? The scoop.
Labels.
So the
Yeah,
label
label
size
is exhaust.
right here. Oh, and I don't know if you guys can see that. You can actually change the mode on this fan, so you can do either RB or RGB. I'm going to leave that set to
Oh.
RGB.
Huh. Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
That's clever.
It is really clever.
Do these have
Although,
arrows on
I don't
them?
think you can change that once you've mounted it.
I mean, probably not, unless I get like a toothpick to like go through the mesh here.
Go through the holes.
Yeah.
Leslie on YouTube says you should go all white with that back fan.
I know, but this is all I have.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not gonna. Oh, here we go. I know, it's all I have. I don't know if they actually make white RGB fans, unfortunately. I think if I were to, the nice thing though about this case, it does have a white and black motif going on, so it's not so jarring that the fan is black,
Okay.
right? Because if you can see here, the little screws and the coverings are black. So it's not as bad as it could be. It has a very Star Wars vibe right now. Stormtrooper-esque. Okay, so I think I'm gonna do it this way. And I think the hardware is right here. Why am I missing hardware?
Nice.
I'm a very silent person when I build, so I'm really glad to have everyone else here to help fill in the chatter. Otherwise, this would be a very, very quiet. It would be like watching, who is that? The painter, Bob Ross?
Dude, Bob Ross is awesome.
He is, but he's not like,
Who's this painter?
He's actually pretty chatty.
is he?
Yeah.
I always imagined him as a kid. That's not magnetic. I always imagined him when I was a kid as just this like quiet, soothing guy.
I mean, to kids definitely, but yeah. If you watch him lately, I think he's more chatty than I think you might remember.
Wait. So you guys watch a show where a house painter paints a house?
No.
You
He's
don't
like
know
an
Bob
artist.
Ross? The guy with the big afro who paints happy trees.
He's on PBS.
He's on PBS.
Yeah.
Public broadcast
I watch
station.
PBS in your house?
I mean, how
know,
can he not? It's free.
Oh, 'cause
I know you're an HBO guy, but come on.
Game of Thrones.
I don't think I saw that come up on the torrent sites. The Bob Ross painting show, maybe.
He's like an internet phenomenon, Gordon.
I mean, not even just internet. He was a PB. I mean, he was on PBS for
But the show's from the 70s.
from the 70s and 80s. Yeah, he was on for a long time. He's awesome.
I have no
I think
idea
if you
what-
saw him,
So it's like a house painter or what?
no,
No,
he just
he's an
paints-
actual artist.
He's like just a still life painter.
Oh, wait, what? That's just wrong.
Wait, what? Why is it wrong?
Hey, you gonna watch somebody paint still life in real time?
Yes.
Yeah, it was actually really relaxing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw that French film where they did that. It was in black and white, in slow motion.
And sometimes he.
And really long periods of pause.
Oh, the
and
subtitled
reflection.
ones? Yeah, I saw that one too.
Oh, also, Brad
on.
says they stream Bob Ross on Twitch. You can just watch him on
I'm
Twitch.
just saying it doesn't seem like the right medium for it. Unless he talk, does he talk a lot?
The name of the show was Joy of Painting. Thank you, Rusty. You never heard of that?
I just always assumed it was like
I'm not threading these
like when
straight.
you're, 'cause painters
I
really
fail.
kind of it's they work in silence.
And John Phillips says he paints art, Gordon. He paints art.
Yeah, don't contradict the boss, Gordon.
This week on AMC, Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
Also, when the show first aired, TV was the only medium.
No, I'm just
There's no
thinking of
streaming
like
back then.
I'm just thinking of the reality television shows they had when Michelangelo was painting the Sistine Chapel on top, wherever it was.
I'm sure somebody was watching him paint.
Hey, Michelangelo, what are you painting up there now?
No, I'm betting what they did is they got some kind of beer in hand, sat back, and just watched the action or lack thereof.
Here, real quick. I'm going to bring. Rusty says I should show it to you later, but I'm going to bring it up right now on YouTube.
Oh
Hold on.
man, I don't have the right bits.
I think you would recognize him.
Phillips,
Yeah, you-
I need a number 2 screwdriver because it's not.
What?
What, do the iFixit didn't have
Oh,
it?
the iFix. Where is the iFixit?
Gordon
Gordon,
stole
did you
it.
filter it?
I just put it away.
Oh, here it is.
Because those iFixit screwdrivers are really made for working on devices. They have no strength.
That's true. I don't have any leverage, but
All right, here we go.
there we go.
Do you want to?
What?
This is the intro.
How could he?
This is the intro. Don't worry.
Oh man, I love that this is more exciting than me actually building this.
I mean, you don't. He doesn't. He's not. Oh, whoa! There's 2 of them. All right, let's just get to the painting.
You could even take another 2-inch brush. I have several. Tap it.
He's very instructional. He's very calming.
Upward.
Yeah, right. You don't remember this?
Missed.
No, I was just thinking like I don't remember that. I really don't remember that.
I'm laughing too much. I can't.
It just seems like. All right, where were we? We're distracting her.
Yes.
You're not
Do you
distracting
want me
me.
to do some of this?
I think your guys are actually more entertaining than I am right now. I just think it's hilarious that we actually have to distract
Well,
from.
no, because now Elena should be like, we're now inserting a number 2 screw.
So he also he would also take care of
can't- well,
animals.
one, I don't have the
Like he had
voice.
like
I
a
definitely don't have the
sanctuary,
voice.
and sometimes he'd bring him on the show, so he would just have like squirrels running around his body as he was painting.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, he had like a big animal sanctuary where he like would rescue animals and take care of them, and sometimes he'd bring them on the show.
We're now screwing clockwise.
And Brad said he was pretty sure that intro was for the Super Mario Brothers Super Show,
All right.
which was another thing.
Where
from
do I want
a
to
long time
position
ago.
this? I guess I'll
Yeah, it doesn't.
right there.
And,
There's
and Clifton on YouTube is saying Bob Ross is the man. Y'all stop hating.
I'm
Guess
not
what?
hating.
We are not hating. We are
We're
not
not hating
hating
him.
on
I-
Bob
I
Ross.
never
Bob
heard
Ross
of
We
is
just
awesome.
introduced Gordon to
Yeah.
him.
Gordon he just needs to
Why
learn.
do you think we picked a white case? We are going to have him paint this case later on.
Dude, hold
Oh,
up.
I forgot to mention that about this case. So apparently, you can take this completely apart. So if you're a
Oh,
case
really?
modder, it makes it really easy to like spray paint it and change the color and all that.
Nice. Also, real quick,
Because if you look, it's all yeah.
Rusty's been with us for a long time. I love Rusty. He's awesome. And he just came up with a new name for this build series. It could be the joy of building.
Oh, I like
Right?
that.
Yeah? Man.
We need an intro like that though.
Hold on, I
Oh,
just got
man.
off the phone with PBS's lawyers. Said hell no.
Oh, man.
What if it's a parody?
Man, that's really good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Rusty, we might have to talk on Twitter or something.
The good news is Disney just bought PBS, so now we have the rights to the joy of building.
Because Disney owns everything.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mickey Mouse is going to come in and take your knives.
Yeah.
Somebody said that earlier.
Oh boy.
Stealing the
That
joke.
sounds really threatening. Yeah, it's in.
Looks like you really need washers with that, though, right? Those screws are only slightly larger. I mean,
It's got a little bit of a grip.
Well, there's a little bit of a grip on
Yeah.
these fans, actually. They're actually really nice fans. They're very similar to the ones that Gordon was showing for the CLC cooler.
Joy of building.
And so there's a little bit of rubber right there. So
okay.
I'm not really worried about that slipping. I don't think anyone's going to be shaking this case regularly. I don't think it's going to be vibrating that much either.
Shake it, baby.
Shake it, shake it. More 70s references.
And Rusty says technically, if it's a parody, PBS can't do anything about it. 'Cause It's fair
Exactly,
use.
but it'd have to be a parody.
Yeah.
Just enough. We would have to start off.
Gordon,
I
can
already
we?
lost a screw, y'all.
Gordon, can we get
Already lost a
a?
screw.
Can we get a big afro wig for you?
Yeah, that'll happen.
I don't know how I lost a screw.
Oh my goodness.
That's disappointing.
Oh my goodness.
Do you need?
That's so good.
All right.
Are all the case mounts already in there?
Oh.
No, we're gonna have
You know
to.
what we're gonna do is we're gonna. Here, I'll get this. I don't want to scratch it.
And Moxel on Twitch says but he was watching him nonetheless. That's
Really?
awesome. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I wonder if it worked. I mean, did people? I mean, it's a good way to learn.
Yeah, I mean, even I learned a little bit of stuff.
I don't remember ever watching it, honestly.
I have no grip strength. Why is this in so tight? Oh. Thanks.
Captive, I think.
No, they're not. But you can leave them in if you want. Just in case we need to get back in there, I'm gonna move this.
You want to lower it down?
Sure. That is nice though, that they basically even include a soft cover so you don't scratch the case.
Man, that all white case is blowing out our cameras.
Is it?
Yeah, I might need to adjust a little bit.
Whoops. It is pretty though.
Yeah.
It's a nice white. It's very stark white.
Well, it is pop riveted in place. I guess they're saying that you can remove the outer bezels, the outer shells.
If
Oh
you-
yeah, this comes off. But the
Yeah.
actual frame itself is still riveted in place. But it's going to be pretty easy to replace these rivets, though.
Yeah. Top section comes off too. You can see there's a screw right here.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to do that.
I think so
Because,
too, in order to be able to, oh yeah, you have a screw. In order to mount the rad. This does feel very like slow paced, kind of like the Joy painting.
Yeah,
So
right?
maybe Rusty's onto something
Yeah,
there.
oh,
Is there
man.
something in the front that we have to loosen as well?
We're at the 1 hour mark,
Oh,
by the way.
there's-
John, our $5 is slowly fading into the wind.
I'm okay with that. I'm not sure if he is, but I'm okay with that.
I'm just going to put that there so we don't
Okay.
lose it. Huh, that's
You know,
a unique
honestly, I wouldn't mind paying for a metal. So this is plastic right here, this top part. This is plastic, and then this is acrylic. I wouldn't mind if this was actually metal plus glass. It'd be heavy, but it would be nice.
Oh no, John says there's a there's a contractor based in Woodstock, New York that has that name. Dang it.
The Joy Building?
Yeah.
Alas.
Well,
it,
that'd be the Joy
This-
Building PCs.
Yeah, there we go.
And then somebody will own that. We could say the Joy Building Desktop PCs. The Joy Building Desktop Gaming PCs.
all right. Where are, oh, you put the mounts in already?
No, they're
There's
already.
only 2. That's weird. There's 2 down already.
Brad says he's glad Cooler Master wound up releasing that case in a mesh front panel.
Yeah, I was told that the original didn't, and everyone was commenting on the prep video that it looks much better now with the mesh.
Yeah.
I don't know why I keep trying to do the thumb screws as thumb screws.
So you're just taking
How
off
many mounts
the.
I'm just seeing the configuration.
I've ripped this box, so I feel bad.
Whoops.
What?
What?
Oh, no, here, well, look, for people who
Pardon.
don't know, This is some classy stuff. This is classic Cooler Master. Is this? This tool
What?
for your case mounts, right? You know how hard it is to get these things in there.
Did you rip that too, Gordon?
No, this box I did rip the lid. But look, so you get this, you just use a Phillips head screwdriver, get a lot of torque on that in place. I used to just use my Leatherman. People would cringe when I did that, but what are you gonna do? This is nice. Cooler Master's done this for a long time. I say it's a classy touch.
We have somebody in YouTube chat, Mark Hackman. He says, I just received a call from Bob Ross Inc. about some video we're doing and Bob's intellectual property rights. Can somebody get back to me when you're done? Thanks.
Yes.
All right. So one of the other reasons I bought this case, and as you'll see later, there's a shroud here, so it covers both any actual hard disk drives, 3.5-inch hard disk drives that you want to mount, and then also the power supply goes in here, which is why I did not get an RGB power supply, which people have criticized me for. But I figured, what's the point if you're only going to cover up these kind of things?
What are they RGBing in the power supply these days?
I think the only one I saw was like Thermaltake that had one.
But where do the lights go? Isn't the outside of the
It's
actual?
outside, on the actual,
Okay.
like, yep, and you can kind of hide some of your kids in here too.
We saw Inwin had some actually power supplies with windows, and the windows had lighting. How many mounts you want?
Well, let's see what the
do?
motherboard calls for. How many? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't see from this angle.
There we go.
Oh, how many standoffs you need?
Yeah.
Are they called standoffs? No. Yes.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Yes,
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, so it's your standard ATX. Sometimes it isn't always. Sometimes like it's missing one. So 9, Gordon.
So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe.
Well, yeah, there's already 2 down.
Well, here's.
So these, if you haven't built before, you always want to make sure you get them in nice and tight. Because when you're having, if you ever have to remove your motherboard from your system, it can be very annoying.
Brad says the Thermaltake RGB PSU has an LED ring on top.
On top, okay, like where the fan is, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well that's pretty, but you know, not going to help in this case.
Not gonna help.
Oh, I see what you did there. In this case and
Yes.
in this case.
In this case.
Oh. Got a nice top view here.
You know what a lot of people don't know is Cooler Master probably made one of the earliest liquid coolers, CLCs. I remember one from the Pentium 4. So we're talking back in 2000.
They're a master of coolers.
You know, there's a massive legal battle that turned into who can make CLCs, but way back, Cooler Master.
Why would it have been a
did
battle? Why can't we all just benefit from everybody wanting to produce nice things?
Yeah.
Gordon, while we're doing this, Steven Anderson on YouTube saying, how long will it be before Ryzen hits 5 gigahertz?
I don't know.
Who knows?
Obviously, we are close to information, but I don't know.
Hey, can I get the wrench version of your Leatherman?
Wrench me.
Huh?
I like to tighten this, so if you could.
Oh, yeah, he's useless.
Also, Mr.
Oh, they have. Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's very classy.
It is.
Mr. B says that motherboard has 2 CPU connectors. Supposedly.
Oh, for the ATX 12E, EPS 12E? Yeah, probably. Wow, that's crazy.
Man, I gotta build with higher end parts more often.
You can usually forego one of them, though, if your power supply doesn't have it. Those are usually for heavy overclocking situations.
Rusty says, for all those Metallica fans, why don't you call them Master of Coolers instead of Cooler Master?
Yes,
I was a
copyright infringements
roadie
here.
on Speed of Sound Tour.
Camera's getting heavy now.
There you go.
You getting tired, Martin? You like to?
Sorry. Sorry.
Gotta work out, Martin.
Also, Nathan Lowry says, asking, are we using a modular power supply?
We are.
What?
Because I'm in charge of this build and not Gordon.
Oh.
Well, at this point, you can't get a high-end power supply that is not modular.
That, and also because this has a windowed side, I wanted to get a power supply that I could use the fancy, pretty, braided, individually sleeved cables with. Because I figured I'd actually try to do something resembling some kind of nice cable management. And so you need a modular power supply for that anyway.
Ultra Burp on Twitch, nice name, says, are we going to see live RGBs? Yes, we will be posting.
We'll be posting.
We will be posting.
Or
So something
we'll be
should
doing
light
this
up,
until
right?
it posts. So, John, if we go over 3 hours, it's not because we didn't want to. It's because I messed up something.
Well, at least we have Ultra Burp earlier said, by all means, take a long time. This is great.
You'll have to discuss that with our boss, who is also watching the stream.
See, that's what I don't understand. Because I don't know what's up with people complaining about long builds. Because building a PC, it's like fishing, just relaxing. It's
very
like woodworking. It's like painting with Bob
Ross.
You think Bob Ross is like, we gotta get in, get out.
Slap that paint on.
Who's the person everyone used to message in the chat to talk about the length of time?
Oh, it was,
No. Who should everyone send their message?
Oh, yeah. At John Phillips SF on
yes,
Twitter.
that's a good
Say,
idea.
please let the builds
not say
last
that.
really long. Actually, I think that's his Twitter.
I think it is as well.
But yeah, we used to get comments on like our first build or our second build that we were going too slowly. And they were saying like, oh, you could do this in like 20 minutes. I don't know why these guys are so incompetent.
Yeah, don't you want story and plot and like
Beer?
music? It's just got to be like it's like fishing. You don't want to.
Where's my iFixit?
If anything, people are just anxious to see it glow.
I gotta say that I always like it, but the hardest thing about RGB builds is with all the RGB fans, you have now the problem. That's when you got to call in Bob Ross because you have no idea what looks good.
Oh yeah, I'm taking suggestions for what color scheme to mess with.
Oh yeah.
Because it does end up looking like Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Tacky as
Save me from my own tackiness, everybody.
I'm not talking the Bellagio here. I'm talking like the places
listen,
with the penny slots.
It's RGB in the title, so I think it should have all of it. John says Bob finishes a painting in an hour. I mean, he does a whole painting.
That's
in 1
all
hour.
clever. That's clever editing.
No, actually, it's not. He does it in real time for the most part.
That was the original live stream. Live TV.
Really, it was. Yeah.
What did he do when he screwed up?
He just roll with it, man. Art, that's art, dude.
I think he must have been high during most of those shows.
He definitely looked it. Timothy Martin says, hi, Gordon. When is DDR6 and how much do you think it'll be?
I would predict DDR6 right now. It's 2018. DDR5 maybe 20. So probably
2027.
around. I would say about 2018, 2030 is about when you should expect it almost.
2030? Nice.
2018. I mean 2028.
2028.
Gee.
Yeah, I was about to say that's this year, man.
That core is getting too cool.
Because you think about how long main memory it goes forever, right? DDR3 was around, it feels like for a decade. DDR4 has been around now since Haswell E first hit the scene. It ain't going to go away anytime soon. DDR5 might roll out and
there's been rumors about it coming out.
Yeah, maybe 2019, maybe 2020. It'll be a very painful, expensive upgrade, and
especially given prices right now.
So,
the state of
and then
things.
DDR4 is really going to be the main memory of choice for another, 4 to 5 years at least. So give DDR basically 10 years for each of them.
Bastelwe? I always mess up your name. I'm sorry. He says, is there a LED version of your shirt?
I bet you could make one with the right materials.
One of the gift shops.
Oh, there we go. You missed out.
I do. They probably have them in Las Vegas, though.
And also, Nathan Lowry's asking, while we're waiting, why don't we eat some paper?
Soon. It's only April right now, man.
And Leslie on YouTube says, most women don't go for this big of a case. Elena's different, I guess.
Well, actually, that's not true. I like small form factor cases, and I usually build in them, mostly because I don't have a lot of room where I live. Not because of any... It's not like it's hard-coded into the XX configuration. That we were going to go for small.
Yeah.
My very first build was a standard ATX build, but that's because ATX cases are usually the cheapest, or on the low end. You know what?
Because it just came down to like what was cheaper.
Pretty much.
There's your actual answer there. This is not battle of the sexes, what women or men prefer. It really comes down to what the cheap asses prefer and what the non-cheap asses prefer.
So when you look at case prices, all the cheapest ones out there are usually ATX cases. So that was my very first build. And then when I got more money, I started dabbling in mini ITX and all that kind of stuff that actually costs more.
It does. It is super expensive.
Ryan on YouTube says we need to write that down. Gordon's DDR6 comment, so on a note, so he can eat his words.
2028, man.
Yeah, we'll hold on to that paper until
2018,
2028.
DDR6. Yeah, I would not have been expected. 2028 to 2030 would probably be.
Are there any rough edges on this case? Can you cut yourself?
No, this is a nice case.
Yeah,
I won't have to bleed for my art.
Well, and I feel like the blood would really show up on this.
It would. It would look like that scene from what was it, the latest Star Wars movie, where the fighters have that
Spoilers.
like. What? It's on the trailers.
The latest one?
Yeah, this is.
Oh, you got to get your hands on it, huh?
I had to.
Yeah.
I have to.
It's a really nice finish. The paint.
Yeah.
It's a nice matte.
It's like a matte. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, how much is this thing?
100 something.
Really?
Yeah.
$100 something?
Yeah.
Like I'm guessing 180ish, closer to 2.
Probably 150, somewhere between 150, 180. I didn't actually look at price when I built this, when I got the parts for the system.
Wait,
all I cared about was RGB.
All right, we'll look it up.
I should actually know that, but I.
Oh, look, it's got a little vent here. That's kind of interesting because there's so much of a gap at the bottom. There's like a little vent.
Hey.
Adam, this is the Bayonetta, by the way, at the Met, New York Met Museum. That's the Bayonetta.
Good.
That is the Bayonetta.
You gotta bring it closer to the camera so people can see.
Oh, it's out of focus.
Somebody had decided to basically integrate a. See, this is the Bayonetta.
Switch.
Okay, that's the Bayonetta, man. Yeah. That is actually a pistol. I guess.
What?
Yeah, that is a pistol on top, a flint, flint, whatever the hell, wheel lock. I don't know which one it is. With, as you can see underneath, a butcher knife actually, but you could possibly be a bayonet.
Nice.
Bayonetta. So like. Yeah,
it's like it's like the what is that called?
Wheel lock.
The steampunk version.
Hunting knife combined with wheel lock.
The steampunk version
About
of Bayonetta.
About 15-20.
Oh, mother.
And Rusty asked, did I just smell the case? Yes, I did.
I noticed that.
Pass
the smell test?
Yeah,
Wait, so what case is this? Cooler Master?
H500P.
For those wondering about the hardware,
H500P.
it's in the, we have that in the